Good morning. Happy Friday. Suppose you realise I've been thinking again. Why do we blame others when things go wrong? Well, of course it's natural to put the blame on others. It's a way of defending ourselves and our own faults. It's a way of covering up. However, attack for believers is never the best form of defence. Maybe that's the world. Attack to defend, but as Christians we never attack to defend. We don't need to. It's so easy to blame other people, especially those close, your wife, your children, your close friends. It's easy to blame others and see their faults and pray for them, but so often we fail to see our own faults, and yet we're the ones in need of prayer often. Do you remember that song? I used to sing it 40, 50 years ago. It's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. It's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. Not my brother, not my sister, but it's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. Not the preacher, not the deacon, but it's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. Not my father, not my mother, but it's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. Not the stranger, not my neighbour, but it's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. You know, often when we're being criticised or in an argument, we're the one with the problem. Not because we're wrong, often we're right, but because we have the wrong attitude. You know, attitude is everything. It's so easy. To be right with the wrong attitude is to be wrong. It takes two people to argue, and you're always one of them, I'm always one of them if I'm in an argument. We need to change, but our behaviour is so carnal. We need to be changed into the image of Christ. You know, Paul exhorted the church, Galatians 4:19, my little children, of whom I travail in birth again, until Christ is formed in you. Paul was longing for the Galatians to have the mind of Christ so that Christ could manifest in their mortal body. Lovely turn of phrase that, till Christ is formed in you. Well, how are we transformed? How are we formed or transformed? Well, we change by changing our thinking. It's all in the mind. Attitude's everything. It's all to do with the mind. Let me read what Paul said in Romans 12, verse 1 and 2. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto God, which is your reasonable service. And don't be conformed to this world, but be transformed, be changed, have a different attitude. How? By the renewing of your mind. And there's a tremendous promise that you may prove that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. How can you be in God's will if you don't think like God? If you have your own thinking, you'll never know the mind of Christ. Well, I've done a 1-hour study in the discipleship series. It's on YouTube and it's called All in the Mind. If you type that in, Barratt Ministries YouTube channel, All in the Mind, it will come up, and I recommend you listen to that and watch it. When I said don't blame others, I was including the devil, because often he's the accuser of the brethren, we know, but often he's right. If I lose my temper and a devil accuses me, it's no point resisting it. I may as well say, you're right, Satan. Agree with your adversary quickly whilst you're in the way, Jesus said. And Satan's name means adversary. So often the devil whispers in our ear, and he's hoping that we'll deny it, because then we're liars and God can't do anything with it. But if you admit it, if the devil whispers to you and say, you're no good, say, that's true, I'm no good, I've just done this, I've just done that. Take the blame, take the shame, it's all right. Honesty is the way forward. So often Christians blame the devil when bad circumstances, when adversity hits them, they blame the devil, but they're wrong. It's never the devil for a Christian. Satan didn't. Job didn't. He attributed all that adversely affected him and happened to him to his creator, to God, because God rules in the affairs of men. God is all-powerful, omnipotent. We have all these words that express how powerful God is, and yet we blame the devil as though God can't look after us. If anything happens to you, God has allowed it. God doesn't miss it when the devil's attacking you, so he knows and allows it, so therefore God's in charge. Job 20, verse 21. Then Job arose. Job 1, verse 20. Then Job arose and rent his mantle and shaved his head and fell down upon the ground and worshipped and said, I came out naked from my mother's womb, and naked shall I return. I'm just dust. I'm just passing through. The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. In all things give thanks. Well, the apostles never blamed the devil for the faults or the weaknesses. Neither did David when he'd committed adultery and murder. He never blamed the devil. David took the blame, took the shame. Psalm 51, verse 4. Against you only have I sinned. He's talking to God. He said, I've sinned against Bathsheba, but really I've sinned against you. He took the blame. Against you only have I sinned and done this evil in your sight, that you might be justified when you speak and be clear when you judge. So the time's gone, but let's take responsibility for our words, for our faults, for our actions. When people or even Satan accuses us, if it's true, if it's not true, that's different. But often criticism is often true. So if it's true, take the blame, take the shame. You know, taking the blame will free us from our pride and self-righteousness. So let's keep on renewing our mind and keep thinking. Have a blessed weekend.